Hello everyone, Chef Jitsu here. Welcome to or back to my channel, whichever the case may be, bringing you another session of iPlay games, iPlay War Thunder First Flights. We are making a return to Tier 1 after making those noob guides. I found the HE-112BO and had a lot of fun with it. Got some good footage of my first few flights, and so back on the first flights videos. Special treat as well. I got some first flight footage of simulator battles. Granted, the simulator battle footage was filmed a lot later. I've had quite a bit of flight experience with the HE-112 in realistic battles, but first flights is a completely different horse, a completely different ball game, and I thought it would warrant first flight footage since it is really among my first flights in simulator battles, to be honest. Got the joystick, got it finely tuned, and I am up and running. So let's get into the review here. We're going to start out with a little bit of the history. In 1933, the Luftwaffe was searching for a new fighter. Heinkel, who was one of Germany's more experienced aircraft producers at the time, sat poised to take the contract. The developed aircraft was the HE-112. Siegfried and Walter Gunther, who designed the HE-112, were forced to use a Rolls-Royce Kurzel 695 horsepower engine, as the planned Junkers 210C engine was not yet ready. The brothers also quickly discovered that the wide wings were creating more drag than they had anticipated. Thus, it was redesigned and the BO was born. Heinkel eventually lost the contract to an upstart, underdog, and new firm, Messerschmitt. Alright, and one of the reasons I first jumped into this plane is because, of course, everybody takes a look at firepower, though I tend to look at performance over firepower to a certain degree. This seemed to have the most firepower in Tier 1, as far as fighters. It has two 20mm cannons, and then two 7.92 cannons. The 7.92 cannons have 1,000 rounds of ammo. The 20 millimeters have 160 rounds of ammo. So you can do quite a good output of damage, and a little trigger discipline is always encouraged, especially in realistic and simulated battles. Fully upgraded, for me, the plane performs like a dream, except for that stupid float carb, which was, kind of predominant for the day. So you can actually even learn how to use that stall to your advantage, which I was able to do in a simulator battle. I love flying this plane. It's got a great climb rate. It's got a great turn rate. It can even handle its own against biplanes. It's got great punch as far as munitions for a Tier 1 plane. For me, because I like to boom and zoom, this is kind of like a small scale boom and zoom plane, or at least that's how I've been using it. It's been working really well for me. Was the perfect plane for Tier 1. I wish I had found this my first way through. There's a couple other versions. This is the last version that you can unlock of it. In fact, here, let's take a look. Go to research. So you have the HE-112V5, the AO, and the 112, and these two handle completely different. This is almost a completely different plane. So I suggest giving it a try. Don't let these ones fool you. And if you like these ones, you may love this one, or, vice versa. Alright, so hopping in the cockpit here and taking a quick look. I can't really tell you too much about the instrumentation because I don't know too much about the instrumentation. That's one of the things I'm still learning about. But those two right in the center, the one on the top, that's your bearings. The one on the bottom, I'm not sure what that is, but that tells you your x-axis, whether you've dipped your left wing or your right wing. I use that when I'm flying in the clouds. And as you can see by the beautiful water effects on the cockpit, that we're doing this on a nice stormy day. So, my favorite thing about the cockpit is it gives you a great view of the rear. There's not a whole lot of support struts in the way, which happens in a lot of planes. These ones here become quite a problem when you're aiming because of these ones right up front. Give you a really narrow view for aim. Alright, so we're going to take a look at the dive speed. There's that float carb. Our goal is to rip our wings. And you're going to see the plane start shaking. About 680. I believe the wings whip off around 710. Okay, so getting into some combat footage here. We've climbed to 3,200 meters and scanning the area below us, the battlefield. We see a friendly engaged with two. One happens to be AI, so we're going to go down there and see if we can't even out the odds a little bit. Maybe take advantage of them being in an engagement and distracted. The F2A turns in on me. Can't really do anything about that. Thinking maybe I'll hit the AI, but he too turns in on me. So rather than following, regain some altitude, try to replan my attack. Now I saw the high F2A. I did not see that guy. And I do what you should not do to a biplane and turn in on him. I don't know if that just completely took him by surprise. But he doesn't follow me, or gets engaged and can't follow me. And that lines me up for this. Here comes that little gladiator again. Engage combat flaps, turn into him again. But I'm going to keep the loop going. He flew into a hornet's nest is really the only reason I was able to do that. Yeah, he didn't know where to look, where to go. So I kind of hit that view a lot on accident. That was definitely a flaw, not intended. So we're just providing top cover. Looks like they've got the AI covered. Got a couple players left. Not sure who flew by me shooting, but that definitely did happen. Aha. So now I'm thinking it's 2 or 3 versus 1. Guy zooms in from the top, almost got me. Engaging combat flaps to help me close the turn tighter. And friendly got the kill. I got the assist. Happy with that. That's This is it. He bugs out right here. It's this moment. I thought I still had backup, and he just left. Didn't say anything. And I struggle with typing and playing at the same time, if you can't tell. So by the time I realize the situation I've got myself into, it's already too late. Which is another reason I wanted to show this clip. Yes, dead and dead. I am dead and dead. Thank you. My plane is just not handling. I have critical damage on both wings, or nearly critical damage. And Tony D gets the kill. Oh, now you tell me you're reloading. Thank you. Alright, this is the Battle of Britain. Again, flying to 3,100 meters. Got a nice side shot on the Beaufort when a friendly reminds me, hey, maybe we should go for the bombers last. And he is absolutely correct. Absolutely correct. So, I start kind of realigning myself. Scanning the battlefield, seeing what else is out there, seeing where everyone else is at. That's when Swagness appears. And then he does me the biggest favor. The greatest thing ever. He pops that purple smoke to let me know exactly which direction he is heading. Gives me better depth perception, gives me better target indication. Let this be a lesson to you. Do not engage smoke without a really clear reason, like for fun. So needless to say, the smoke trail put me right where I wanted to be. Pop off a few rounds. I'm still learning the targeting distance at this point. Pop a couple rounds into him. He tries to do a split S-type maneuver. Getting altitude, and I've got his 6. We're pretty much equal planes. I get the critical on his tail. He's quickly deciding he wants no part of that. He wants to dive and get away, which lines up for the shot to take his wing off. Alright, and in case you're wondering why it's looking a little crazier, I have put it into triple speed. No need in watching me just kind of meander through the map. But what I'm doing is going after a target that I thought had the least amount of friendlies on him, and I was wrong. It was nice somebody pointed out that Spitfire. Up to that point, I didn't see him. So with a friendly pointing him out, made me realize, hey, Sunbound Scimitar needs attention. So, me and a friendly engage.
Launching an attack.
Keeping high, trying to keep my energy bank at a higher rate, because I think that Spitfire may be faster, if not as fast as my plane. I know Spitfire's not really known for their speed, but this is Tier 1. So. He turns on my ally, so that put me in line for the dive that I kind of fudged up, but was able to put a couple hits on him. Alright, so I just try to dive with him, basically, and line up a shot. Put a hit in him. Another. Again, no need to dive down on that level. Friendly's got him engaged for the moment. If he seals the deal, that's fine. It's more about securing the win at this moment. And this is where things get a little weird. Do you see how that plane is acting? Hopping and skipping and jumping, and it's just acting very weird. I don't know if he was experiencing packet loss or what the heck is going on, but that was not acting normal. So I get the critical and almost ram him, and realize at this point here, we just about chased him to his airfield. Tier 1, you definitely don't want to end up at the enemy's airfield. I'm hoping maybe to close the distance and get a couple more rounds into him. That's when I see the Beauforts. And again, Tier 1, bombers just tear fighters apart, so I bug out. I didn't see Alex that in the original. I mean, I saw him after watching the footage, but I didn't see him swoop in on my tail. So yes, I have AI on my tail, and he almost takes me out. But I managed to gain speed. Yeah, and some homeboys in chat asking why we did not take out the Spitfire. And again, it's just because the Beauforts and the airfield, there was no winning that engagement. I wanted no part of it. Again, we've speeded up the game 3 times. We are just headed back to our airfield. Someone did take out Alex for me. In chat, yeah, we're talking about how we both got criticals. He says he got multiple criticals, and that Spitfire didn't go down. So. Someone got the AI off my tail. And lining up this little bad boy for a landing with half a wing and almost no elevator control. Yeah. It came in really fast. That was a really high bounce. Yeah, so I'm very lucky that my plane was able to repair. But it was. And it is. And we will be back up in the air soon.
Engaging the enemy!
Alright, back into 3 times speed. Again, me struggling to type and play at the same time. I get panicked and oh man, I just can't do it. So I'm pretty sure by this point, all that's left of the Beauforts. Asked him not to go to their field. He replied that he had no intention of going to their field. Here we are, we both start to make our pass. Looks like he's gonna give way, give me a line. So I go ahead and I start my dive. But end up going way too fast. I have to pull out before I can get a shot off. Yeah, see that one shot messed up my plane, man. Back into triple speed here because homeboy makes me chase him all the way across the map. But you know, it's a bomber. And I would do the same thing, so can't really complain. It turns out the Spitfire did end up either crashing, trying to land, or anyway, he's out of the battle. I believe that Beaufort here is the last guy off. I get some ordnance on him. And he's doing his best to be evasive in that heavy plane. Out of cannon ammunition. And you can tell by the number of rounds I'm throwing, I am just upset. He goes into this loop, and I was able to just kind of put rounds on him the whole time. But you can see, such a light caliber is not doing much damage to a bomber. And then everybody else swoops in, and it's time to get out of there. I'm not going to be a victim of friendly fire. I don't need the kill. I'm not about stats. Get the assist, all good. Game well played. And then on to our simulator footage. I happened to get on the tail of this bomber here. I just get too antsy. And you can see it's not a very stable firing platform. And I'm looking around with the mouse and excited, my adrenaline's pumping, so I kind of twitched. And, you know, the mind knows what I want to do, but I can't do it. I don't have enough muscle memory yet. But I managed to stay on his tail. Drop altitude. I'm trying to stay below him because I'm pretty sure he has no bottom gunner. Especially the way I was able to sneak up on him. He has put a round or two into me. I'm just trying to learn how to lead these targets, trying to figure all this out. Definitely different. See right here, I thought I had it, but you know, he's below me. Okay, so he hit my engine, obviously. I've got oil on my cockpit. I managed to barrel roll around his tail gunner. He dives down, and I get the pilot snipe. And then I happen to be so lucky because he is the last pilot on the enemy team, so we get the win. I don't have to pay repair costs because I probably would not have been able to make it back to the airfield to repair. And I don't even know if I can really land. I'm hit and miss definitely on that so far. But yeah, simulator battle is a lot of fun. I think this was 18 minutes of play to get that one kill for me, so definitely have a lot to learn, especially when it comes to tracking enemies. I know there's easier ways to do it with the keyboard setup. I just haven't been able to figure all that out and haven't been able to find anybody to help me with it, but I am researching it. But as always, I've enjoyed making these videos. I'm going to keep making more. Leave your questions, comments, thoughts below. Everything you guys tell me can only help me grow. Again, I just have a lot of fun doing this. Hope to see you all playing the game. Hit me up if you ever see me. Friend me. Do whatever. I will see you in the skies. And remember, fly high and keep your heads on a swivel.